This is just AMZN for Thursday, February 21st, 2019, with a look at pre-market that was pretty flat coming out of yesterday's close. Ran up a little bit, just a few shares here traded, and then just sold back down. So we're pretty much below this level here, which if you follow the cursor over, we're above that. The other day, was that Tuesday? Bounced off of that Wednesday, came back up to it and rolled over. Because we're opening below it, I guess what I anticipate happening is it's going to sell off something like this or something like this, come down into this range. Then we'll see if we get some sort of a rally, we'll see if we get a good opportunity to get in going bearish too, So getting into the day, immediately gets bought up and sells off sharply. Kind of hard to get in when it's moving that far, that fast. Possibly on this candle where it's a high wave candle, it retests pretty close to the line, but not quite there. And then continues down and actually has a close right at 1607. So that's a good place to be buying, but what's to say that that's actually the bottom? We were way down here on Tuesday, and so another candle in. Okay, small candle. Okay, we're breaking down a little bit more. There's a nice hammer. We're hovering through this, looking like we could actually bounce. Get a hammer, a stair step, another inverted hammer instead of a regular hammer, but still touching this line a little bit. So a couple more candles here. All right, here's a nice small candle. That'd be nice to go bearish on if we can get going. Really nice high wave candle. That let's see, the open and the close are 10 cents apart from each other. So that's pretty good there too. You can start to set up kind of a bracket, like going bearish below here, going bullish above that bearish candle, something like that. And that's what happens. It goes bullish. Comes up into the 21, looks like it could push down. Some other opportunities to get in down here on a retest. And even this one, but ultimately continues on higher. And we're getting the momentum. It's lost the bearish momentum. Now it's like it could shift positive, which is nice. The only other thing here is we're pretty much right at some of these lows. So there could be some resistance coming in right here. What happens? Doesn't even care. Gets above it, pulls back to the same low way down here pretty much, and then starts to bounce. Nice little consolidation here. We're above the 21. Nice small candles, and this continues on up. Comes right up into 16, 17, 54. And I'm sure some folks who are selling it like here and on this candle are looking to go bearish. So that's why you got some upper wicks. And they were wrong. It just continued on up. We actually had 45 minutes of buying, which is the strongest amount of directional buying I think that we've had. I don't think we've had 45 minutes of bearish candles. I don't know the last time we did, or bullish candles for that matter. But I mean, we just really did continue on up. It was a good trapping day. People who thought it was going to continue bearish right here, where I think this resistance would hold, it just continued on up. And sometimes those are easy to trade as long as you're patient. But other times you're impatient, you get in, you're going to get stopped out. And that's okay. Hopefully you just lose an R. We consolidated a little bit, made a new higher high. Now I'm starting to wonder, it's like, how high is this really going to go? We actually, with this high, 1623.56, and this one is 1622.97. We actually made a new high in the day. And then from here, just have an inside candle, and then we do end up selling off. Get some candles that look like head and shoulders here, with the resistance being the open price and the same level in play. And what happens? Get that squeeze, starts to fire bearish, moves pretty quickly, comes down in here. We're not quite down to 1607. We're pretty much right in the middle of this range. And it consolidates and continues lower. Here's a nice little hammer. It's like, all right, we're almost here. Maybe move your target out a little bit. But what happens? Nope, it starts to bounce right here. Comes into consolidation. Looks like it's going to roll over. And from there, it actually started to break out again. Moved up and just about closed the same price that it opened. On the daily, You got this really small candle. The open is 1619.85 and the close is 1619.44. There was some directional stuff you could have gotten in on, maybe buying anywhere in here, a stop, $1 below. Taking that up to a nice target. So this is the 1625 calls. Could have been buying anywhere through here for like 450, except this one, it's got a lower stop. Or I'm sorry, 450 by like 350. This one's got a lower stop here. So after this one came in, then maybe you're setting it up to do like, 450 by 350 here. And that just kind of peters out and eventually does break out. But by then, things are pulling back a little bit. We pull all the way back into the 450 by 350 range, and then we get going. And even though we made a new high in the day here, we didn't get that far here on like this candle. So we lost some premium as the day wore on. And makes sense, we're almost at Friday. So here's another opportunity where things pull back a little bit. Again, would have been hard to buy, blindly here when it's breaking down. But going a little further out, or I'm sorry, going out or waiting a little more in time means you can get a retest into that same candle's range and then just ride that out for a little bit. And that's what happened here nicely. We did actually retest. For the puts, I wanted to show where we were at. Yesterday, as things were selling off, and today we made a new low compared to the lows we're at yesterday. But this low pretty much coincides with the double bottom we had here, that kind of neckline, something like that. So again, it's all feasible to have some of these moves all through here. The open, it was just easy to have that rally on this option, but didn't really give a good buy point other than just above yesterday's high on the option, but obviously not in the stock. So, oops, what happened? Resume share. There we go. I clicked the wrong button. Let's come back in here. And the other thing I wanted to look at was that head and shoulders that started to break down here around 110, 105. Let's see. 110, 105 was right in this range. Could have been doing 12 by 11 and just rode that up to like 16, 17, 18, something like that. Gotten a few R on a very clear pattern right up here that just didn't retest. Kind of did with this upper wick. I was looking for it to retest a little bit to like 16, 18, 50 or something, but it didn't quite get up there and really held the 16, 17, 54 price very nicely. That sold off, kind of almost making it an inverted head and shoulders here before taking off again. So, pullback, a rally, a pullback, a rally. That sums up today. And opportunities on both sides, going bearish or going bullish. So as we move over here, looking at after hours, looks pretty flat. Not too much going on. If we can interact with some of these lines in here, otherwise, we'll just wait for it to come into the lines we've got. Nice triangle forming here, lower highs, higher lows. Really nice symmetric triangle, and that squeeze is losing that bearish momentum, which it's not bullish yet, but it looks like it's setting up that it could get going in either directions pretty strongly. So we'll just have to continue to watch and see what happens. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin AMZN. Thanks.